Can you give me a mic check really quick?
Mic check.
All right,
Haha.
perfect. A lot has happened since the last time we did a mini episode like this. A lot. That's not even an understatement.
Well, I want to focus on the positive for once.
Okay.
So there have been these what do we call them? Ice cream raids
Yeah.
all around the country.
Yeah.
And they have gotten a certain amount of people. But because information spreads so quickly now, people know their rights.
Yeah.
And a lot of people assumed that you only had rights if you were a legal citizen, but which is not true. There's a certain amount of rights that are guaranteed to everyone that lives here. So anyway, because info moves so quickly now, these agents of the ice cream have had a really hard time apprehending people. Because as it is, you don't have to engage with them really. All you have to do is ask if they have a warrant, and if they don't, then you can walk away.
Yeah.
Whereas before, they would use their intimidation to get people to willingly come along with them.
Yeah.
And it was assumed you just had to cooperate. Kind of like the same thing with the police, too. It's assumed you have to cooperate with everything they say.
Yeah.
But same scenario there, you actually don't. Unless they have a warrant and they have a reason to bring you in, you don't have to do anything. So, because so many people know their rights now, they haven't got as many people as they've wanted to. Like Trump set out a minimum. He got to the point where he said he wants a quota. I don't remember the number, but the fact that he just wants a quota, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, the good news is that they've had such a hard time apprehending people to the point where, so two things in each city, they're going to start relying on the local officials of each city to scare people, to intimidate them, but also it's an internal problem because they don't have the numbers to do it themselves. So I'm like, you bastards.
Heck yeah.
So that makes me happy in the midst of all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
That's one thing where I'm like, all right, this shit's working.
That's true. Yeah.
This shit is working.
Shout out really quick to a mutual of mine on Instagram, Gothic Bimbo.
Gothic.
They are super passionate about keeping everybody safe and making sure everybody is informed when it comes to these ice cream raids. And they're from San Diego. And they've made these really cool red cards.
Yeah.
They've been handing them out to people in their community, like businesses, stuff like that.
Like that.
All for free.
Yep.
And so it's just super encouraging, when you see people just like us who are literally doing something. As you said, information is spreading so fast.
Yeah.
And it's like people like them who are, putting the pedal to the metal and getting the information out there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
If I could just shout out really quick, they are putting together their first ever community event.
Oh, shit.
They actually reached out to me today, February 6th, and I'll just read this flyer. So anybody listening, hopefully if you're in San Diego, you can go to this. It's called Ice Melts, and it says, "Come join us and help make red cards to pass out to the community. Cards will be printed majority in English and Spanish and will be passed out to multiple neighborhoods in the Southern California region." So that's February 28th at 7 p.m. There's also going to be a local business, Bab and Friends Gift Shop, and the address is 3131 Adams Avenue, San Diego, California. And yeah, they DM'd me today. They were like, "I'm so excited. I've never done this before." But yeah, we got to support people like that in the community who are doing the work to make sure that our neighbors are safe out there.
And that's what it takes too. We're used to seeing someone somewhere putting in the work without really realizing that you can do that too.
Yeah.
It's as simple as putting a group together on Instagram and saying, "Hey, come here. We have info for you." It doesn't always have to be like a worst case scenario where the established person or persons finally comes to your area. You can do it yourself.
Yeah.
And then once you do it and once you get involved, you realize it's not as hard as you thought it was.
You have any tips for how you can intercede for people in your neighborhood if you ever see these ice cream trucks come around?
Yeah. So there's a couple things you can do. So there's one where you can literally seek them out and waste their time.
Yeah.
So ask "Hey, what are you guys doing here? What's this for? Blah, blah, blah."
Get in front of them.
Literally be as dumb as you can possibly be.
Yeah.
So as they're wasting time with you, someone who's like walking by or driving by, they will see that. If someone in your area is under threat, they're on the lookout. So even if you're not on the lookout, they are. So you doing something as simple as that, as they're walking by or driving by, they will see that and they will leave. If you have that privilege of not being under threat, you can use that. Something as simple as that can go a long way for someone else. You can physically print out those cards. Google, they have a name. I know they're referred to as like red cards.
Yeah.
That has all your rights on there. And some places like libraries will be giving them out too. So you can also ask your local library if they aren't already doing that. You can ask if they could do that. Now we have a place to go to direct people. You can make them yourself. You can just literally tell people in person, everyone you know, make sure you know your rights, memorize everything on those cards, and make sure everyone that you know personally knows them too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.